It is FCS playoff game week once again. The University of the Incarnate Word advances to the third round, the furthest that the program has gone into their young history. I'm Karl Schoening, joined by left tackle Nash Jones, only a junior, and this is a group that you've been a part of and you've seen last year going into the second round, this year in your third round. Thanks for joining us, and how does it feel to be this deep in the FCS playoffs?
It feels real great. It feels good that all of our hard work is come to fruition.
When you guys talk about that hard work, obviously you just look at the 10-1 season. Y'all sitting at 11-1 now after that win against Furman. Just if you could recap what this season's been like for you and how things have gone this year.
They've gone great. Usually I don't get to play in the third and fourth quarter, which is a great thing if you're on this type of offense, meaning we're scoring a lot of points, winning a lot of games. And it's been one heck of a ride. I'm not used to winning a whole lot, but I'm starting to get used to it, and so it's just been great. It's been a fun journey.
Yeah, it's been a fun last couple of years for you guys, obviously back-to-back Southland Conference champions, and you're sort of the leader of one of the best and most prolific offenses in the country from that offensive line position for sure. So can you just talk about the offensive line, what they mean to this prolific offense? Because usually we don't really talk about offensive linemen unless, maybe it's a hold or anything along those lines. So it's good to actually chat with you on a very positive situation of you guys are doing great.
The offensive line, like Coach Shue tells us all the time, the game goes as we go. And so we're kind of the unsung heroes. We do a lot of the dirty work, get in there, get grimy, open up holes so the running backs have lanes, give Lindsey enough time so he can diagnose the defense, put the ball where it needs to go. I love that group of guys right there. They work really, really hard. They study. They do what they need to do. And when it comes game time, they're ready to play.
I have an ongoing joke just as a broadcaster that everybody's an offensive coordinator. Everybody has their opinions on routes, or you should pass, or you should run, and those kinds of things. But nobody really knows, at least from the outside looking in, if you're just a football fan, what it's like being the offensive line. So can you maybe discuss what the offensive line does day to day in practice and what you guys do in games that maybe the average person doesn't know?
One of the little things that we do is we call it shoots and boards. We have a big shoot that to make sure that our pad level or our height is real low, and then we have a board that is our footwork pretty much. A lot of people think a lot of offensive linemen is just running up and mashing on people, but it's hand placement, it's foot placement, it's leverage, body position, and all of those really high technical things that go into it. And of course, being 6'6" and 300 pounds helps. But a big 6'6" dude can get put on his tail by someone super small. So every day we drill hand placement, we drill foot placement, we drill certain things like that so that we can get in the right position to use our God-given talents.
Yeah, and that tackle position, you guys obviously will rotate between maybe the big defensive end or that speedy defensive end. So, what's the scenario when you see somebody line up across from you and you know that that's your guy that you have to block, and how that can differ from just whatever's put in front of you?
Thankfully, we watch a lot of film, so we know ahead of time what one person may or may like to do in certain situations. But if I see a bigger guy and he's really proud of how he's so big and that he can, push people off the ball, well, then I know I need to really buckle my chin strap because it may not be as a technical game and more of a mashing game. Then if I see a smaller guy who's really proud of his speed and shiftiness and he's more of an athlete than I am, then I have to really get ready for a technical game, be in the right spots, be in the right positions so that I can use my strength over him. And so it's just that battle of one play I see a dude who's maybe 270 pounds, and the next play I see a dude who's 230, and just, not always getting stuck in one mode and always being ready for the next snap.
You brought up Coach Shue. He, if I'm not mistaken, was somebody who was here with Coach Morris last year, and Coach Kenny has him on this staff this year. So is there a difference in what Coach Shue works with you guys on from what Coach Morris taught last year and what Coach Kenny has this year from the offensive line perspective?
Not much. Coach Shue is a really good coach, and so everything really translated over. The only thing that was different was verbiage, right? But other than that, it was the same mentality, the same type of principle, the same everything, really. He's been the same dude from Eric Morris to Mr. Eric Morris to Mr. Coach Kenny. And so He's been one heck of a coach. Coaches us hard every single day. He tells us all the time, I'm not coaching to be great, I'm coaching to be perfect. And so that really has translated on the football field.
Coach Kenny, last week when I did one of these interviews, was very adamant. He disagreed with the Southland Conference voting for all conference. He said that, both of his tackles deserve to be on that list, and he just wanted to get that out there. And, usually you don't hear coaches say too much about those public votings, but he really went to bat for you afterwards, obviously. So do you care about that? I mean, I know it's always nice to receive individual accolades, but you guys had those all-conference numbers come out, and you weren't on first team, and a lot of people disagree with that, especially your head coach. So, just hearing Coach Kenny being so adamant that you should have gotten that, how does that make you feel about, your coach standing up for you like that?
It feels great to know that I got my head coach going to war for me, going to bat for me, and all those good things. Trying my best not to worry about all conference stuff because there's bigger and better things ahead. I let God come in and tell me what I need to do. And he's told me all the time not to worry about man-given stuff. So it makes me feel really nice that Coach Kenny is going to war and saying that our guys are the best guys on the field and whatnot. So I'm going to just let him do what he feels is right and continue to go to war on that field.
Maybe it's because you didn't play all those quarters, right? Yeah, something like that is probably part of what goes into that. Who knows really when it comes to those media votings. But, what we do know is, it's nice talking to you about the kind of broader spectrum things. But let's bring it back to the FCS playoffs. You guys hadn't sweat in the fourth quarter in a little while. Furman made y'all sweat, but if we could just kind of talk about what a roller coaster of a game that was, and you guys are happy to come out of it on the other side to play another week.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit different than everybody else. I was fine during the entire game, mainly because I felt like we were going to win. If we go back to the Eric Moore stuff, we had a lot of games where it was like that. It was a shootout because the offense wasn't doing what they needed to do in the beginning or this, that, and the third, right? So a lot of us have been in that situation before, and I knew that we would come out on top. I just had a gut feeling that everything was going to go to plan. The defense was going to do what they had to do, and they've been doing that the entire game. It was really on the offense we had to pick it up, and I knew that we were going to get in line, and Lindsey was going to make the right throw. Offense was going to block the way we needed to block. Receivers going to catch the way they needed to catch. Everything was going to go to plan. Me and a couple other guys were just cool, level-headed throughout the entire game.
One of the big storylines of the week, and I won't bring up too much of this, but obviously everybody knew Coach Kenny accepts the job at Texas State. So what was the just sort of week like for you guys, hearing that your head coach was, in these news for the bigger job, and then finally it comes out that not only does he get the Texas State job, but he's going to make sure that you guys are coached by him the rest of the way?
We respected him for that, of course, that he stayed with us throughout the entire time. And one of the big messages within the locker room was stay focused. We know what we can go do. We really feel like we can make a good push and win the whole thing. And so we understand his decision. We respect his decision. But right now we're trying to stay focused on our mission and our goal, which is to win the national championship.
Yeah, we're happy that Coach Kenny's sticking around too, because that's what we think this is a team that can win a national championship. You're one of the younger guys on the team, still an upperclassman, but a junior with some eligibility left. But a good chunk of your teammates, this is their last ride in the NCAA and as a Cardinals. So when you kind of talk about just the mentality of this team, it is really win now and obviously take every game by yourselves. But you guys haven't shied away all year long that the goal is a national championship.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When we look ahead to Sacramento State, it's a road game against an undefeated team, and they are somebody who they've played in some tough games against some higher-ranked opponents, so you guys won't be anything new to them, but you guys have had a little bit of a chance to at least study up on, I'm sure, to this point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. We respect them. We respect that team a heck of a lot. I think it's fun. We get to fly out to Cali and go play these really cool games and whatnot. But nobody's scared over here. We're ready to go to war. We really think that we can take it to them and do what we have to do. Our mindset really is go take what we want, and we want to go to that national championship. Right now, they're in the way, so we're going to go up there and handle business for sure.
If you had any keys to the game before that, going into the game against Sacramento State, what would they be?
I think after watching film and whatnot, we just need to play our game. Furman, we kind of got out of our game, out of our element a little bit. Maybe it was because of the bye week or whatnot. We don't know. but definitely going into someone else's territory, going to someone else's house, we just need to play our game, stay true to our identity, our values that we do on offense and that we do on defense, and just take care of business. Don't go in there scared, timid, and take what we want.
What would you guys say are your values and what you guys want to do out there?
Offensively, we're going to run the ball. We've proven that all year. We have a 1,000-yard rusher. We're going to run the ball. And then when we need to, we're going to make explosive plays down the field. We have 2,000-yard receivers, which is a great thing. The receivers are going to go up there and catch it and then burn you, of course. And then we have Lindsey Scott back there. So we're a high-powered offense, not just in the throwing aspect, but also in the run game as well. And so we're going to be fast and physical for all 4 quarters.
I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a fun trip out there. Good luck in your preparation this week. Good luck the rest of the way. And Nash Jones, we appreciate your time and what you do on the football field.
Yes, sir. Thank you.